So I've been on Twitter recently. I know it's a horrible place. That app has fallen down to the waysides of one of the worst apps to ever be on. But they do have a lot of funny discussions and funny memes that keeps me invested, right? And so I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw this clip, this dumb tweet attached to this clip, and I just wanted to show you this.
This one? This one I love. I'm so proud. You're doing great. So proud of you. But this one, everything he does drives me crazy.
And now, with that being said, I am 100%, no, 1,000% convinced that comic book movies fans do not like their comic books. Dude, they don't like the characters. They are set in their ways on a specific way a character should be done no matter what, okay? There has been time and time again, every time something happens with a character, it's like only XYZ can play a certain character. There's only one version of a character, and if it's not this version, it's not going to be good. And it's insane to me because it's the same fan of these characters who have seen multiple iterations of various different characters of their favorites. And it's just crazy to me because you don't see it about you see it about certain characters and that's it. There's only one person that can play Iron Man. There's only one person that can play Deadpool. There's only one person that can play Wolverine. There's only one person, and it's like, no, there's multiple actors that could pull off a better version of Wolverine, Iron Man, and Captain America and whatever, because it's done before. It's been done. No one said, oh my God, no one can play Spider-Man better than Tobey. And someone has done it. Like, you could say, like, you can argue Tobey's my favorite version of Spider-Man, but you can come out and say, like, hey, I prefer Andrew or Tom over Tobey. And no one's gonna sit there and be like, oh my God, how dare you? Now, if you say I prefer Andrew Garfield's movies over Tom Holland's movies or Tobey's, everyone's gonna look at you like, yo, you're crazy. You're wilding right now. You're kind of crazy right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. And so this is another thing where it's like, fans, it's kind of like, how would I describe it? They get set in their ways on how a character should be presented, and any other version or any other new addition to the character, they just disregard it because they haven't seen it before. It's kind of like, you know, the family from Harry Potter, where it's like, magic doesn't exist. It's like the moguls, they're like, magic does not exist. Do not hit me with that. Magic is not real. This is the real world type stuff. Until you do magic in front of them, and they're like, oh my God. What is this? They can't, their brains can't comprehend. It's like that. Comic book movie fans sometimes have the tiny peanut brain. It's like those movies where they don't believe in Santa Claus. I think what was it? Elf was like, oh, I don't believe in Santa Claus, until Elf shows them that Santa Claus exists and the magic exists, and they're like, what? Oh my God! It's like that. Multiple examples. Wolverine can't be comic book accurate Wolverine. I know Deadpool pulled a joke, but he was like 4'11" in the movie. We talking about like a 6 foot. We talking about like a 5'6" Wolverine. What he looks like in the comic books, it definitely can work in a movie. And people do these edited photos of like, oh, you want Wolverine to look like this, and it's like his giant head on this little tiny 3 foot body. It's like, oh, this is the Wolverine y'all want. You know that's not what we wanted. Like, you just yapping at that point. It's ridiculous to me. Or Batman shouldn't have white eyes because apparently you don't see the acting chops of the actor through the white eyes. Mandalorian came out, you couldn't see his face at all, and you could see what he was, his thoughts and emotions and feelings through a mask. I'm not trying to hear it. And that was before Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and you saw him act with white eyes. You could just have it where it's a CGI eyes that move with the way he's looking, like Deadpool. It's like, it works. Like, I don't know what we're doing here, where they're set in their ways of, hey, I need these characters to be this way only. And you've seen it work. I don't want no, special way, like, oh, well, when he's in the dark, his eyes, like, you know, glow. No, just do it like a comic book is. He has white eyes. Deal with it, okay? It's not rocket science. I don't know why people are so against comic accurate versions of the characters that they love, because the comic accurate versions is the best versions of the character. You should not say, man, well, in the book version, he was better because XYZ. You could just have that in the movie. It should not be this difficult. You shouldn't have to fight tooth and nail to get what you want out of your character and beg the director, hey, listen, like, I know you want this version of the character. Can you just add on? Like, what are we doing here? And so when Matt Reeves came out and said that we won't go into the fantastical, I made a whole video about it. It was the last video I made. And I want to know how that's idiotic, because like 60% or like a good 50% of the Rogues Gallery is fantastical or is unrealistic outside of the Batman detective world. you're just cutting out majority of that because it's not what you want as a character of Batman, which the whole purpose of Batman is he lives with this stuff every day. He deals with it because he's a normal guy. I went more in depth with that in the last video. You can go check that out. But seeing the fans come out and say, oh, we want a detective noir, not that none of that funny stuff. It's like, bro, do you even like the character? Because like, how do you say that if that's your character? That's like me saying, hey, listen, I want Spider-Man, but I don't want Spider-Man that, does all that web swinging and all that, crazy stuff with spiders. I want him to be like the inventor with the red and blue. It's like, okay, you're missing the whole point of fucking Spider-Man. Like, what are we doing here? And so people responded to this. This tweet is absolutely stupid, but people respond to it like with various tweets, and I'm gonna put them up. And one of them is my favorite. It's like, if you hate a good 50 to 60% of a character story in history, are you even actually a fan of the character? And they had another response was like, oh, are you're waiting for Batman Brave and the Bold so they can do it. Me personally, I don't think Batman Brave and Bold is going to be good because it's the director from The Flash. And if you're relying on the director of The Flash, who did that dumpster fire to make a Batman film, I know the Batman Keaton sections were great. Well, it was I would say it was great. The action scenes was fire, but everything else around the character was pretty mid. But if you're relying on him to get the job done for Batman, I'm really looking around the room because there was many things in that movie that could have been like cut out or would have avoided. Where it's like, yo, why do you have CGI versions of dead people in this movie? It's kind of horrible. Like, what are we doing here? I don't like that at all. I don't like that the whole third act was absolutely horrid, if I'm being honest with you. And you got him being the face of your DC universe with Batman. I don't know. You jumping straight into Damian Wayne. I don't know. Listen. I don't know how it's gonna work out. I'm not even cautiously optimistic. I think it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want it to be bad because then it's gonna fall into the whole camp of, see, you should have kept it realistic and running like Matt Reeves. And it's like, bro, what are we doing here? It sucks because they give it feels like they give the prime opportunity to people that can't handle it. And they give like, it's just frustrating because like you see the potential in the character of Batman. He has a fantastic universe and a fantastic rogue gallery. And it's just sad. And the fact that people are like, oh my God, Robin can't work in the Batman when Robin has been around almost as long as Batman himself. But they don't want to use a Robin because it's not realistic when it's fucking Batman. It's ridiculous to me. I don't understand it. These fans, they're not fans. They're not fans. They just want their version of the movie characters on repeat 24/7. And when they eventually recast these characters, like, no, you have to do it like the previous character. I don't want it done like the previous actor have done the previous character, okay? We've had 4 Jokers. We have had, what, 3 to 4 Batman. We have had 4 Spider-Man at this point that have done things differently that you can do better and you can improve on. We don't need to be set in stone with how these characters are done and portrayed, okay? I'm not saying we need another George Clooney version of Batman where he's pulling bat cards and shit, but I think we could do better with how it was done. Comic book movie fans are the biggest yappers on the planet. They'll sit there and bitch and moan about the dumbest shit. Oh my God, you made Gordon black. Oh my God, I don't like it. But let Batman have white eyes. Oh my God. How dare you destroy the legacy of Batman? It's like, what are you talking about? But I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think down below. And yes, the next video we'll be making is about the Minecraft video. But it's a bunch of like, I'm trying to gather all the info about all these grifters, like just complaining about because there's a black woman in the movie instead of the movie looking absolute dog shit. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But if you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Would y'all like for me to cover like music topics? I love hip hop and music and stuff like that. So I don't know if I should cover it here. I did used to cover it on my podcast channel, but I gotta somehow bring that back some way, somehow. But let me know what y'all think. Give me your thoughts and your opinions, or what do you want me to talk about? I also was gonna talk about the Beyond the Spider-Verse apparently being strapped, but the composer came out like last night and said that's not true. So if y'all want me to talk about that, I can talk about that some more. But let me know what y'all thoughts are. I'm out of here. Peace. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Y'all know what to do.